Well, good morning, my dear viewer. I'm sitting here in the esteemed establishment known as the Quality Inn Hotel, or let's say the Quality Inn collection of guest suites in Langley, British Columbia, which is in fact quite beautiful. As you can see, the daily denizens of this dugout are deriving dubious amounts of pleasure from the delicious desserts and appetizers that have been duly presented by our hosts. This is a great book. You should read this book if you get a chance. You probably won't. You'll probably forget about this. You'll probably not even be watching this if I'm to stick with my batting average of level of interest in these videos. In any case, I wouldn't be talking to you if you weren't listening, so if you are listening, you might as well listen to this. The thing with being a religious person is that atheists are right. You have the obligation to make known your position from a rational perspective, okay, or at least have a rational position. The problem is that most people are actually conditioned into believing what they believe, myself included, of course. I'm a practicing Shia Muslim, but the fact of the matter is that if my parents were Buddhist, there's a good chance I'd be Buddhist. If my parents were Catholic, now here's the thing, here's where I differ, however. I've read the Bhagavad Gita. I've read about the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism. I've talked to Buddhists. You know, I've gone to see enlightened Indian masters or whatever. I've basically gone to churches. I've done my due diligence, and I'm not trying to sit here and preach and say my religion is better than your religion. I simply want to, or my religion is better than your lack of religion. I simply want to provide some kind of rationale in terms of there being a rationale, right? So in Islam, we're told that there are three things. They're called the roots of religion. So religion or faith is like a tree. There are roots that go into the earth, right? And the roots are actually important and more important than the branches, right? If you don't have roots, you don't have a tree. If you don't have roots, you don't have a connection to the earth that sustains you and all this kind of stuff. There's all these allegories and analogies, and most of them are unnecessary when dealing with such fair-witted people as my atheist friends. But the roots of religion are different than the branches of religion. Now, what are the branches of religion? What are the roots of religion? And why is this important? That's really what I want to talk about in a few minutes. What it all boils down to is having a rational predicate, having a logical rationale, some kind of intellectually surmised reasoning around what you believe in. The roots of religion in Islam are simply beliefs. What are the core beliefs that you need to rationalize in order to attain the branches, which are the practices? So things like praying, things like fasting, reading the Quran, going to the pilgrimage, giving charity, you know, even things like jihad, right? Jihad, the first jihad is a rational imperative. The real jihad is jihad with your egos, to stop acting like a damn idiot and actually behave yourself and be compassionate. No, that's what really jihad's all about. Jihad-i Akbar. Just like you say Allahu Akbar, you say Jihad-i Akbar is the internal struggle. Now, on the other hand, what's Jihad-i Asghar? Jihad-i Asghar is not going and starting fucking fighting people. If that was the case, then all of these poor people in this dining hall would be in mortal danger. Why would am I expected to go up to each one of them and stab them or something and say, you know, there's a very famous verse in the Quran. It says, La ikraha fid din. There's no force in religion. There's no compulsion in religion. You can't force anyone to believe anything. I'm a sales guy. I know this through and through. If I'm trying to sell you something, quote unquote, and I try to push it on you, the more I try and push it on you, the more you're going to resist it. This guy, Herjavec, said something really amazing in this book that I just tweeted. Being able to be persuasive without being pushy is a gift. I'm beginning to pollute the environment in here, I believe. And so I'll take a little stroll out onto the patio. But let me have a sip of coffee and finish my yogurt before doing that, my dearest viewer. The roots of religion are three. Belief in God, belief that He sent messengers, and belief in the next life, period. These three things you have to rationalize by yourself. You have to rationalize by yourself. You're not allowed to believe in God based on the Quran, based on the Bible, based on the Torah, based on the Bhagavad Gita, based on your parents, based on Muhammad, peace be upon him and his family, based on anyone. If you are a believer in God, you should have arrived upon rational imperatives in your mind. Be you poor or rich, educated, uneducated, whatever. As soon as you're old enough to understand the concept of God, you should really start thinking about why it's necessary. Why is He wajib al-wujud? What does wajib al-wujud mean? Wajib al-wujud means that He's a necessary extant. Necessary extant, what does that mean? It means that He's an uncaused cause. It means that at the end of the day, there had to be something that just is. The universe was created. The universe came about due to a process of Big Bang. But at the end of the day, to say that the universe has just been around forever, or that it just popped into existence by itself, I'll be right back. To say things like that, my dear viewer, is actually going against the bounds of decency. I'll skip the patio for now and basically take you outside so that you can hello and goodbye. So that I can have a smoke, basically. I'm actually meeting a very interesting fellow in there. I met some guy and he's doing a project where he is essentially what's he up to? Well, he's doing, believe it or not, my dear viewer, he's actually starting a milk production facility in Ghana.